Yo, hello everyone, I am Jack the Jack of Knaves, and welcome back to Dark Souls. So, we are still here in the depths, and in the last episode we actually did a lot of work down here. We cleared through the entirety of the depths, to be honest. So now we have only a few more things to do here in the depths. Namely, figure out where the area boss is and fight it. So we'll come over here, we'll enter this big main room, and then we'll kill more slimes, because slimes are just so annoying. It just won't. Ow! Hey, don't do that. Okay. So, despite our apparent troubles with fighting slimes, we're actually having no troubles at all, and instead going to kill this rat. Hey-ya. And then kill this rat. Yeah. And then kill these slimes. As you can see, the Ring of the Evil Eye being very helpful in replenishing your health without us having to use an Estus flask, so we can maximize the amount of Estus we have in the boss battle, which is cool more slashes. It's not entirely necessary to kill these enemies, but at this point I kind of want to, just on the basis that it'll give us a little bit of health just before we fight the boss. So we'll do a couple more slashes. As always, it takes forever and a day to kill these. The annoying thing about these slimes as well is that they can provide you with a good upgrade material, and farming them is just so annoying. We'll also talk to this guy just before we progress further.
Aye, shall I? And good day to you. I'm Donald of Xena. I'm just a peddler of sorts. I adore trinkets and oddities, so I trade for them.
Yeah, so we're basically going to talk to this guy.
I'm afraid I don't see anything here.
Okay. So you talk to this guy, and it might not seem exactly apparent what this guy does, especially at first. You just look at his stuff, and it's like, oh, you sell not much. I mean, he sells his own set, which is, it has some interesting effects. Oh wait, no it doesn't. I'm thinking of a different set. Yeah, it's just a weird set. But...
Well, that is a shame, but no matter. No, not to worry. Come back again. I'm always available. Not every trade was meant to be. There'll be more in store for us someday, sometime.
This guy is so like cheery and optimistic in a land so bleak. It's kind of disorienting. What was I saying though? Later in the game, you can take boss souls and take them to him, or I guess the better way to put it, after you defeat certain bosses. You can go to him and buy their armor sets. This isn't going to apply for every boss, but there are a handful of bosses closer more towards the end of the game that this will apply to. Alright, so this is the last little area here of the depths. We're going to explore it just a little. There is going to be an item for us to pick up before we go completely down. As you can see on the ground, there are summon signs. Here we go. Heavy crossbow, heavy bolt. We don't necessarily care, but I want to pick it up just for the sake of picking it up. As you can see, if I wanted to, I could summon Solaire here, but we're not going to. I also want to, before we go, take those off the bar. We don't need it. Okay, I was thinking we don't have any more of the gold pine resin, but that's fine. If it wasn't immediately apparent, this boss is super creepy. Just giving you this heads up here. This boss is the creepiest. So we're gonna run over here, and this is actually unique. This is the only boss where you'll actually find an item in the actual boss chambers while you're fighting the boss. Alright, we're gonna do this. This is another boss that we can attack the tail of. We're going to be a little bit careful here at the beginning, especially while the tail is still up, because it can, from time to time, do a tail attack. a lot of this fight, as you will soon see, a lot of this is going to be us running away from the boss, waiting for it to do a specific attack, and then us attacking as many times as we possibly can. Alright, it's doing that. We gotta wait for a second. It's gonna run forward. We just let it millipede along. Gonna run up here and then attack its tail a couple times. We're not gonna do the strong attack though. It actually... Okay. It's moved up, so let's move away because it can't attack with the tail. Oh, it went up in the air. Okay. That is one attack that we have to be careful of because it can jump in the air like that. Alright, let's get out of the way so when it charges, it's not going to charge actually at us. It will charge regardless of where I'm standing, which I always thought was a weird mechanic. But that's fine. Okay, good. We got rid of the tail. This is good from a strategic standpoint, simply on the basis that now it can't do a tail attack. And then two, if we were going for an achievement, which is to get every rare weapon, that would be one of them. That achievement, as just like a heads up, is actually incredibly annoying to get. Let's run up here. So now that we don't have to fear the tail, what we're going to do is we're basically just going to come here, wail on him a couple times before he goes back up, and then run away. This fight is going to be very deep. Yeah. So as you can see, that would have been the tail attack. But since his tail is chopped off, he can't do that. Something else that I think is kind of important about this fight, and something that you'll see in a number of fights that we'll be doing with the bosses, is I'm actually not locking onto the boss almost ever. In some boss fights, it is actually good to try to lock onto the boss so you can get a constant view of where they're at. But in other instances like this one, why'd I kick? Let's back up. It's actually more advantageous for us to just keep the boss in our view, but not actually lock onto them. And the reason why that is because locking on can actually make the camera viewing a little jarring. And can actually trip you up in some instances. Specifically, if it decides to jump into the air, your camera will try to lock onto it so that you could see him, like jump into the air, and it will just be very disorienting, and chances are it will land on you. Now, we're actually getting really lucky here with the boss, RNG. It's deciding to do that charge attack very often. And I'm not entirely sure if that's because of anything that I'm doing, or if that's just literally random chance dictating that it wants to do that attack, but we actually have been getting pretty lucky, such that we actually haven't taken a hit from this guy, I don't think. We're about halfway through, and there he goes again. Let's see if at all possible that we can stick a little bit closer. We've been kind of far away from him. Something to keep in mind is you can get trampled as he's walking. His legs will hit you as they run by. So that's something you do have to be careful of. We actually missed that last attack. Alright, let's back up again. Tail attack, that won't happen. Yeah, as you can see here, getting rid of that tail is something that is almost vital that you do. It's not entirely necessary, and in some cases it is a little bit difficult. Wow, jeez. But the advantage that it gives you in this fight is just so great that it almost makes no sense to not do it. Alright, we're wailing on him a little bit. The temptation to just make this like a montage of fighting this boss is really great, but I want to get the whole experience of you seeing me go through this boss. I feel like some of the value would be lost if we watch it as just like a montage. Okay. We do have to be a little bit careful that we don't get boxed in at any point, like that. So we are gonna have to sprint a few times. Alright, he's gonna do his charge attack. He's gonna charge directly into that wall. So I guess something that I can bring up while we're at it. So I had an option to summon Solaire to help us in that battle. Right now I'm human, or I'm not hollow. So I have the option of summoning either other players or NPCs to help me during a boss fight. In some boss fights it is advantageous, and if you're going through the first time, I would say by all means summon an NPC will help you out. A lot of the NPCs will draw aggro for you, they will do damage to the boss, and it's nice to do, but something you need to keep in mind when you summon a boss, and the reason why I'm not doing it is because if you summon help, it will actually make the boss harder. It will give the boss more health to compensate for the fact that you're calling in help. So while it would have been nice to summon Solaire and try to have him help us during this fight, and Solaire specifically would be good here because since this is a dragon, it takes bonus damage against electricity, and Solaire has an electric-based attack. That would be nice, but at the same time it would raise the Gaping Dragon's maximum health and make it more difficult for us to get through this boss battle. Alright, we defeated it. We feel like champs, as we do. Twin Humanity's Homeward Bones. A whole ton of souls, which is nice. So here's what we're going to do now. I'm going to run back up here. The key that we just got, the key to Blighttown, and we're going to use it, but we're not going to... I'm lost. We're not going to go to Blighttown just yet. I'm lost. The hardest part about this battle is finding the exit. Oh no, we do go over here. Okay. I was confused. We're going to run over here. We're going to open Blighttown, but we're not going to go through it because there's a couple of errands that I want to run. Some equipment items that I want to get for us, and this might take... I will get one of those items in this episode, but our errand running might take a little bit, a few episodes to do. So for now, I'm going to run back to the bonfire. I'm going to level up my souls, and then I will meet you at the area that I want us to be. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do here, we are back at Andre the blacksmith, and we're going to give him that large ember that we found.
Why, that's a fine ember you have there. I could smith some mighty weapons with one of those. Why not lend it to me?
And we're going to say yes.
Magnificent! You won't be disappointed. I can hardly wait to get started.
So what this means now is we go to modify equipment. We don't have anything available to do that, but if we had our +5 Uchi Katana, we could go to modify equipment and upgrade it through there. We're going to repair our Uchi Katana because it's actually about to break. That's all we really need to repair right now. We will buy the smith box, or that, and that. All three of those things are going to be useful. The repair box allows us to repair at bonfire. The armor and the weapon box allows us to reinforce our weapons anywhere. Uchi Katana we can't do because we need one more Titanite shard, so that's fine. We'll worry about that later. That's all we need to do now.
Don't get yourself killed. Neither of us want to see you go hollow.
Lovely, thank you. Alright, so now I'm going to run over to the Undead Burg, and then, or the Undead Parish, I should say, and then we are going to complete our next task. Alright, so we're coming up here, we're in the Undead Burg, and remember last time we went up here, and that's where we fought the first, technically second boss. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to open this door that I said we would open, but later. Well, that later is now. We're going to open it, specifically so that we can come here and fight a man, and get a piece of equipment that I really like. This might be a little difficult, but we'll see how it goes. My ability to do this fight seems to go up and down. There's like no like consistency to the ability of me doing this. Okay, so this will be tedious. I'm not gonna like delude you into thinking that it won't be. This will be a lot of me running in a circle, waiting for him to do an attack, then me attacking him in the back. This is just the most consistent way that I can defeat him. It is possible to fight him one-on-one, but as you'll see, if ever I get hit by that, there's no way it will flatten me. Thankfully, backstabbing is a little bit overpowered in this game, but I think in this context, it's not too horrible. Plus, I mean, I feel like it's not too bad that like I should be able to outmaneuver this guy, because I mean, he's throwing like around like a giant like heavy weapon and he's in like super heavy armor. I mean, it makes sense that I, as the more nimble, agile character, should have the ability to like be like, I am more nimble and agile. This is bad. Oh, just barely got out of that one. Alright, he's gonna do that, and we're gonna stab him back. Boop. Thankfully, this is going a lot faster. I could theoretically have done this like right from the get-go and gotten this item, and while that would have been helpful to us, that would have just been the world's most tedious battle, and I didn't want to subject you to that. It's much easier that we do this when I'm a little bit higher level, so you don't have to sit through like an hour and a half of me like slowly plinking away at this guy's health. Because he's got really high armor regardless, on top of me having not the most powerful weapons. And in theory, you shouldn't be fighting this guy for a while. Oh, he's dead. Okay, so we killed him and we get Havel's Ring. And the thing that's nice about it is it boosts our maximum equipment load by quite a lot, actually. So it allows us to equip all of our stuff and more heavy things while still keeping ourselves light. I like having myself at the lowest weight level possible so I can get the most out of my rolls. Okay, so now we're gonna go back to Firelink's Shrine. We have a good amount of souls now. Because of when I upgraded, I was able to get the 15 intelligence required to purchase the spell we wanted. So we're gonna go back to Firelink and buy that spell. Alright, so now we're gonna go up to here. Here was the magician I alluded to last time. He sells his magic. Blah blah blah. We are now going to purchase fall control.
Alright, that'll do it. That should help you on your journey.
It should.
May we meet again.
Okay. So now we'll come over to the bonfire. In case you're curious, if you do decide that you want to use magic, you'll come to a bonfire, you'll go to Attune Magic, and then you'll pick a slot, and I'll say I want fall control to be there. So now you'll see on top, I have fall control. If I equip a... actually, I will put that on just because. You put on a catalyst or a rod or something like that, it allows you to cast a spell. And you cast a spell just like normal. And now I have boots of not falling down and getting hurt. Okay. We rested there. Good. Okay. So now what we're going to do is a little risky, to be perfectly honest. Oh, over here. You hear snoring. Yeah, we'll figure out why later. We're gonna come over here into this graveyard, and you really shouldn't at this level, to be absolutely honest. If you can avoid the graveyard, do it for as long as you can, but we're going to be fools and attempt the graveyard early because there's an item that we want out of it. So we're just gonna have to be very careful fighting these skeletons. Thankfully, they're being very polite right now. Okay. So this is where things might get a little dodgy. We are going to avoid these enemies as much as possible for right now. And the reason why is because these zombies can resurrect themselves. Or not themselves, but there's an enemy in here that can resurrect the skeletons. Okay, just be careful of that. Explosions happen. So yeah, it's putting itself back together. So we're basically just gonna run through this area as fast as we can, dodging as many skeletons as we can, until we run over here into this small room. Please don't. It's gonna be a man back here that will shoot fire at us. And we will do our best to kill him as fast as possible. Good. Phew. Now that we killed them, these skeletons can actually die. They're still dangerous, but now murderable. Oh, my health. Okay, we want to rest at that bonfire if we can. But we want to do it in a way that won't get ourselves murdered in the process. Let's do this. I think if we back up a little bit, we should be relatively safe. Healed up. Alright, we can kill these skeletons. The skeletons will actually die. Like, good, undead minions. Can you hurry up? They're taking forever to die. There we go, finally. We're gonna light this bonfire. We're gonna... yeah, we are gonna sit down. Okay, so unfortunately that will respawn the enemies, but I want the spawn. We pushed this lever because in the room that we ran into earlier, there was a big gate blocking our way, and that just frankly won't work. Okay. Now we're gonna do more of the zombie danceroony. This is until we are at a level that we can actually fight these guys. We want to avoid them simply because we are concerned about the necromancers, not the skeletons. Because if we can kill the necromancers early, we can actually kill the skeletons. Okay, he's running. We'll give chase. Okay, he's dead. Still gotta be careful. You know what? We'll just keep avoiding the skeletons. It's really hard to fight them right now. So we'll just keep dodging. We'll have to go around here. These floating skulls explode, so, you know, don't let him do that, or let him do that in such a way that doesn't mortally wound you. Okay, we're gonna push this down and probably get attacked in the process, or will you be nice? You're not gonna be nice. Aha. Okay. These guys are jerks, but that's fine. We'll deal with it. We'll keep running over here. Some of these statues are trapped, so you gotta be careful of that. Don't wanna get trapped. Okay, we're gonna run through here. Oh, no. Okay. Avoid these guys. Fall down this hole. Whee! Thud. If we had time, I would have put fall control on, but we don't have time. Alley-oop! That was a trap. Alley-oop. Let's actually kill this thing while we're at it, if we can. Please. There we go. Ouch. 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 Okay. Just gonna avoid stuff. We're trying our best to find an item. Once we find that item, we're gonna homeward bone ourselves out of here, because this is not the place to be. Let's put fall control on. There's another drop right here. It's not a big one, but not getting damage is a nice thing to do. And, oh wait, did I go to the wrong area? Ooh, I just realized that there's a very real chance that I went to the wrong area. Ah, no. Or I didn't grab it. I don't know what I did wrong, but I did something wrong. Okay, let's try that one more time. Alright, same deal. Ouch. We're gonna do more running. We're actually in a bad way here. Okay, don't knock us off, please. Okay. We're gonna fall down. Hopefully our fall control is still on. Yeah. Good. So remember how last time we took lots of damage from that? Now we took none. Okay. There is an item here. I know. Ouch. Yeah. Unless I'm crazy and just forgot. Maybe. No, it's got to be up here. I swear to you. I'm not a liar. There is an item up here that we are trying to grab. Or not. Curiouser and curiouser. Alright. Well. There's a bonfire right there. That's useful. Okay. We'll try one more thing. Maybe I'm just misremembering the way to get to it, which is a very real possibility. I'm sorry that this is kind of getting a little fumbly. Okay, let's see if we can kill this guy while we're at it. Oh, no, we died. Okay. Well, that was unfortunate. Okay, so that didn't really work. Tell you what, I'm gonna try to remember how to find the weapon we want. It is a weapon. That's what we're looking for. So I'll try to figure out how I got it. And then at the beginning of the episode, we will do our best to go retrieve it. Until then, I hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you did enjoy this episode, please consider leaving me a like because it does help me out a lot. And, as always, stay tuned for more.